Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dixit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. Today I'll make another video on the same series of programming, lazy programming series itself, and in this series itself, in this video I'll try to cover the concept of if-else statement. Okay, so basically at the time of writing the challenge of calculator, when I've told you about it, so at the time I asked you like how to add that operator. Like we can take an input a user from the user side, we can take an input of the number 1 and number 2, and then how exactly we are taking input as an operator also. So that concept now we are trying to get it covered as we are covering the if and else. So this time after the theory itself, there are two codes. I am just making it from my side. One side, in one code it's just a if and else, whatever the type of possibility we can try from our side, and in the next section, which we call it as actual code for it, so over there itself I'll just make the modified version of the calculator where I can take an input of operator also, and how I can make it a calculator more efficient, and even I'll just taking an input as a name also, which we already covered itself. So those things I'll try to get it covered in this video itself. So now proceeding further with that, we'll just go through the theory part first, and why we required the if and else statement. Everything we'll try to get it covered in this video. Okay, so proceeding further in that, in Python you can use if, else and elif, which we call it as else if statement, to control the flow of the program based on the different conditions. So like wheresoever the condition we're talking about, like example, if you want this to be get it happen, then in that case this statement to be get it print. That was the reason we utilize the if and else. So that was the reason, the statement to control the flow of your program based on the different conditions. So whatever the condition we are defining, on the basis of only the program will run, and that output we can see it on our screen itself. That's all the concept of the if and else. The basic structure of if else, like we have to write if and then we have to put the condition. Now we go it further. If we want that more condition to be get indicate, then we have to use elif, elif, then we have to put the next condition. If we want to go ahead further, elif once again. If we do not have any other condition, then in that case in the last we have to put else and colon. Why we required, like if nothing is going if nothing is going well, then in that case else is the only condition which we can use it in this situation itself. Okay, so the condition 1 we have to go if, then elif is the next condition. Elif once again we can use it if we have the third condition also. If we have no condition, and whatever that falls, the final stuff, like if we are not if whatever the things we just wanted a condition, we are making it from our side. If nothing is fulfilled, then in that case everything is going in front of the else. That was the reason finally we have to write the else also, whatever the condition we are writing it from our side. In case of else, we are not giving any condition. It's understood if anything is not coming under the category what we have, whatever we have defined in the whole code, then it's coming under the category of the else itself. Now we're talking about the simple code itself. So if we just have to pass, we just want to understand whether the provided number is greater than 10 or not. So that type of thing we have to give the condition over there itself. We'll take in the input from the user, and then we'll try to get it compared with multiple situations, like either this number is greater than 5, either this number is greater less than 5, or is it equal to 5, or if nothing is, like if the number is above 100 itself, it's not coming under any category itself. Like we are taking example, if it's coming under different category, then in that case it's coming under the category of the else. So that was the reason we are using a else, and other condition we can define as per the need. So we have multiple elif statement to check the different condition, and else block in the last itself is optional. So if elif and the else block are determined by independation in Python itself, so be sure to maintain the consistent level of the condition itself to be over there itself with the proper code structure. So what it means, like at the time of writing the code of the Python itself, make sure the condition should be appropriate to be written. Like it's nothing like that if you try to get it cover multiple thing in one condition, try to make it that, so it will optimize your code and make that code bit efficient. So go ahead further with that. Even if you have, like if you can use it if, and then directly we can use the else. If we try to customize the condition if with the if it only, so there is no need to go for the elif once again. We can make that condition only in the context of if and use it else for everything else. Okay, that was a thing. Now just to understand the code and the functionality of it, we simply have to go to our system now just to understand the whole concept behind it. So let me go to the system and explain you about with the code and with the run and even that calculator portion, how we just take it input as an operator and how we can run it. And it's look like some customized one only. I'll put that code also on my blog, and even I'll provide that on the GitHub so that you can go through the code, run it on your system and try to get understand that. Okay, let me go to the system now. So proceeding further with the practical section for it. So this is the code which I have prepared for the if else statement, description about it. So starting further with that, these are the two variables I have just assigned. Variable 1 having a value 6, variable 2 having a value is 56. Now variable 3, we just taking as the input itself from the user, and we want that input to be an integer type. Okay. And this is a statement which we want to be get it print on our screen. So that was the reason we have mentioned enter number. Now go ahead further with that. Now over here itself, whatever the value we are passing over here itself, we just trying to get it check over here itself in a if else statement. So first, if we are using if, we just whatever the value we are passing, we just have to put that value over here itself, and var2 is 56. So we'll try to compare that whether it's greater or not, whether this condition will fulfill or not. If it's fulfilled, then in that case this will be get it print on our screen. If this is not working, then in that case the the program proceeding further with that, and this is the condition will be take it forward. Now whether the var3 and var2 is equal, then in that case it will say like whether it's equal or not. If it's equal, in that case we are seeing equal. If it's not, then in that case it's going to the third condition which we have already discussed about, that's a else condition. Over there itself, if nothing is other than the var3 is not greater than var2, and even var3 is not equal to var2, then in that case the final condition is we simply have to put that the it's lesser. So that was the condition we are putting over there itself, it's lesser. Okay, in both the cases, like var3 is not even greater than, not even equal to, var3 is less than that. So that you have to put the statement as per your need. So here itself you just have to mention a lesser itself. These are the three conditions we are using, and accordingly we'll try to map it accordingly. Now proceeding further with that, if we're talking about, this is the list which we have passed it from our side. 573 is the list we have given. Now if 15 not in list 1, so this is different syntax which you have to understand it first very well. So what exactly is happening, like we just want to know whether 15 is present in the list or not. So just check it whether it's present or not. We simply have to put the condition, we have to put the number which you want to get it checked inside of the list 1, and we have to put the condition whether in or not in. So in, it means whether it's there or not. Not in mean if whether this is present over there or not. That was a thing. Okay, then after that, if this is there itself, so this will be get it print. No, it's not in the list. Perfect. Now after that, going further, over here itself we don't have the else and elif. So now if we are talking about the next situation where we have to put the age, then after that taking up input as integer itself. Now trying to get it compare the same condition similar like the above one. We simply have to check whether the age is less than 18, is equal to 18, or if it's not, then in that case it's greater than, so the person can drive it. So this condition is basically for whether the person is capable enough or eligible for a driving or not. That was a statement which we're trying to get it compare over here itself with the condition, multiple condition we're trying to make it. I hope you are able to understand. Now let me compile this code and run it and get the output. So once we compile the code, what we have to do, we simply have to put the entry. So I'll show you the code also so that you can able to correlate it. So over here itself we are taking an input for var3. So I'll put any value like 21. Let me take it as 21. When I click on it, so as this condition, if I'll try to get it compare, var3 is greater than var2. No, that is not true. Whether var3 is equal to var2, that's not true. Then in that case the else condition will be get it trigger, and this is the thing which is get it print on our screen itself. That was the reason you are seeing is lesser. Now if I'm talking about the list 5 is 573, if I'll just want to check whether the 15 is not in list or not, so that was the reason we are seeing that no, it's not in the list. we are just printing that. Now going further with that, we'll try to put the age. I'll take it the age as 19 and you can drive. So what exactly is happening? If we are putting the age 19, then in that case this condition will be false, this condition will be false, and the final condition else is get it printed as no one is true. In both the condition result is false. That was the reason we are going to the else condition and we are getting the result as you can drive. So that's all about the thing. Now we go to the next code which you're talking about, which we have already discussed about the calculator. Now we try to use that with the if else. As I have not covered the if else so far, that was the reason. I'll just wait for it. Once I cover the if and else statement, then only I'll just make the code for you so that you can be able to understand how exactly we can make that. We can optimize this code further also. So now this is the thing which looks like a fancy. When we are running the code itself, then at that time this is the thing, is the first screen which we are seeing in the output. Then after that we have to put the name of the user itself. So user have to pass the name. So take example, if it's a Sam whatever, I'll run it and I'll just explain you that section also. So whatever the name we are passing over here itself, that to be get it print over here, and this is once again a statement which is get print on our screen after when we are putting the giving a name from the user end. Then in that, after that we simply have to put the user. The user will have to provide enter number 1 and second number, 2 numbers the user will have to provide it. Now the third condition which I wanted to be get it implemented is these operators. So over here the user can pass the operator also, and that to be get it stored in C3. So C1, C2, C3. Now with the if else statement itself, we'll try to compare all these things. Okay, so taking example, if C3 equal to plus, then in that case number, this is another variable which we are making, which is storing the result of C1 and C2. So we do the addition of C1 and C2 and get that in a num, and then we just try to print that. So that was the reason sum result is this. If we want if the user have put as a minus itself, then in that case subtraction will be happening over there itself, you can get that result. If we go for the multiplication, if we go for the division, everything to be here itself. If a user have by mistake have put it something wrong which is not at all be a part of it, then the final condition will be get a trigger over here itself, and in that case it was mentioned you have selected the wrong operator. So let me compile the code. So over here itself it's asking for it. I'll just put the name as Sam. It's asking for the first, I'll put it as 21. Let me put the second number as 21, and I'll put any operator, I'll put plus. So you can see the output is as 42, as this condition will be get it fulfilled. This condition will be fulfilled and we get the output as this. Okay, so I think I tried my best to cover the if and else statement. This is not the only thing which I just wanted to be get it cover itself. Like you have to go with the documentation, see all the combination, what are the remaining combination. This is just a reference point for it, which using that you have to start coding it, but this is not everything which I'll just try to get it cover in this video itself. Just to know everything about the if else statement conditional section for it, you have to go with the documentation, go through it very well. Okay, and this is all about the stuff which I want to get it covered in this video. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.